This is the Schmetz Topstitch Twin Needle. It's a great needle and I love it and it's my new best friend. You've got to check it out. Come follow me with this project making simple napkins and decorative stitches using this needle. It's fantastic. Check it out and look at all these beautiful stitches that you will make with it. All right, let's go. All we need for our project are two 15.5-inch square pieces of fabric, universal needles so that we can sew them together to make the napkin. We will also need our Topstitch twin needle for the decorative top stitching that we're going to show. 2 colors of thread, or one if you choose, for the top. And we will need for in the bobbin another color of thread or the same color depending upon the fabric you choose. I'm using white here to complement this light purple here or lavender fabric. We will first sew our 2 pieces of fabric together, right sides together, pin them to secure them using universal needles. I'm using 80-12 needles today, and we will use those to go ahead and sew all the way around the perimeter, leaving about a 4-inch gap so that we can turn it. We will trim the corners and then turn and press. You will take your twin top stitch needle and insert it. You will place 1 thread spool on your thread holder, and then you will place your second thread spool on your other thread holder. You may have to add an accessory thread holder on yours, or you can do it this way where you have one standing up and one sideways. You can also use a thread stand. And then you will thread both threads through your tensioners, through your upper tension discs. You will thread as usual in your machine. Thread one eye. Thread the second eye. And you would thread these just like you would thread your machine with a single needle versus the twin needles. You just don't want the thread being twisted. And then you will set your machine to the machine settings that are appropriate for your machine, showing that you have a twin needle on there and that you have the proper base plate to accommodate a twin needle and also the proper foot to accommodate a twin needle so that it's wide enough. On my machine here, you can see that I have set my machine to show the twin needles, also for the base plate and the twin needle itself. Your machine may be different, so you'll want to check your manufacturer's instructions. So I've elongated the stitch a little bit, and now we're going to go ahead and stitch along the perimeter with our twin needle. Go ahead and start stitching along the perimeter of the napkin with our twin needle, and it'll give us a nice decorative stitch along the edge of the napkin. It'll also enclose the napkin too. So let's go. We're going to go ahead and go to the end here. We're going to stop about a 1/4 inch and we're going to back stitch. Maybe a little more, maybe an 1/8, back stitch. Cut the threads. You can't really turn with 2 needles or a twin needle, so it's best to go ahead and cut and turn. Place it down where you stopped and go ahead and continue. And then you will cut at the next corner and then turn with your needles in the up position. and continue all the way around. And we will finish up. And when we get to this point here, we will stitch over a couple stitches in the same rows as before with the twin needle. Go slow, back stitch, and there you have it. We could just trim off our extra threads. And you can see here our double stitching gives it a nice decorative touch. So here I replaced the colors on top with a green and a blue, and on the bottom a green, and we are going to do a zigzag stitch. All machines usually have a zigzag stitch. There are a few that are straight stitch machines. So you can do this to add a different decorative stitch on top with the twin needle, which is awesome. So it's a lot of fun. And so you should give it a try. And then I'll also show a few other decorative stitches. And then when you get close to the edge here, you'll want to stop before you get to the end and just backstitch, and then you're going to start up again. And you'll start in the same line that you ended. So maybe stop about here, backstitch a bit, cut your stitches, and then start over. Because again, the twin needles turning, can't turn like you can with a single needle. So you want to accommodate for that. And let's go ahead and finish this napkin. So when you get to the point where you come back to the beginning, you're going to want to match up your stitches as close as possible. So just go slow when you do this. And then trim it up. Then you see here, isn't that pretty? And then the backing, it's got like a little zigzag also stitch, which is so pretty. And you can see along the edges, and this is where I went over and turned and cut. And look at that. That just gives it a fun little detail. And these napkins are easy to make, and you can give them out as gifts, which is very nice. I switched out thread colors again with an orange and a light blue on top and a light blue on bottom. And I'm doing a wave stitch. And because I'm using the Topstitch twin needle, you're going to get a really cool wavy border. Here we go. And you just have to go slow. And again, once we get to the end here, you're going to want to stop, backstitch, then lift up your needles, turn, and then bring your needles back down. And you want to take your time as you go. You don't want to rush this process. And there you have it. We have it finished. And you can see here one of the corners where I turned, and let me show you another corner where I turned here so you can see how beautiful that is, and the backing is just as cute. So it's a zigzag, and that is with your Topstitch twin, so you can do a lot of decorative stitching with it, and it's great. And now I'm working on another decorative stitch. And look how cool that is. All the things you can do with the Topstitch twin needle. It's great. And you will see here, what a cool stitch that is. So pretty. And on the back, look at that. Really fun. Looks like diamonds also. So it looks great. Here's one of the corners. And when I moved back over to the beginning, right here, so you can see, you just kind of go over and go through them and turn as you go. And then one of the other corners, and look how pretty that is. Wonderful.